Good morning, everyone. Well, it's going to be dry across Nebraska today and tomorrow. So the question is, can we catch a break from the crazy wind that we've seen the last 2 days? Fortunately, yes, today is going to be better, though more so for some than others. Let's track wind speeds today, particularly wind gusts, because these are the strongest winds that we might see. 8 a.m. this morning, notice wind gusts generally 15 to 20 miles per hour across the state, but typically we see lighter winds in the morning and overnight hours, and then they pick up as we go into the afternoon. Usually, in general, when the sun is highest in the sky, if you can see the sun, that's when we get our strongest winds, and usually the warmest part of the day also typically sees our strongest winds. So today, we'll call it breezy for most of the state. Central and eastern Nebraska, we're looking at wind gusts mainly 20-25 miles per hour, but in the western part of the state, around Scottsbluff, Oshkosh, a little bit windier. Gusts could get up to about 35 miles per hour, so we'll call it windy there, but just breezy for everyone else. And unfortunately, not seeing those gusts 40, 45 miles per hour, 50 miles per hour, but they might be coming back. Get to that in just a second. I do want to show you this evening finally some light winds. How about gusts no more than 7 miles per hour in Omaha, 9 in Columbus, a little bit more on the breezy side, though past the peak of the winds in the western part of the state. Now, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, look how things already start to change, particularly in eastern Nebraska. Look at that, 38 mile per hour gusts at 8 a.m. in the morning in Sioux City. Usually you don't see winds that strong at 8 a.m. in the morning. And that's a sign that it's going to be another very windy day. But look at the variety in wind gusts when we see our peak wind gusts around 2 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. So for Omaha, looks like gusts are going to get up around 47 miles per hour. Lincoln, 45 miles per hour. Columbus, 45 miles per hour. But as you go to the west, not as much wind. So we'll call it very windy, particularly for the northern and eastern part of the state. But then more just windy conditions as you work your way to the west. Grand Island, Kearney, wind gusts 37 miles per hour. And then farther to the west, really just kind of a breezy day for North Platte, Scottsbluff. Maybe gusts no more than about 17 miles per hour. And Scottsbluff, barely even breezy. So quite the variety in winds tomorrow, but another very windy day for Lincoln and Omaha in the afternoon. What about for Friday evening plans? Well, we'll be past the peak of the winds, and we'll be transitioning back to just breezy conditions, it looks like, for Lincoln and Omaha. But still a wind chill factor for Friday evening, so keep that in mind. When you have that breeze, it does make a difference. All right, now let's talk about the variety in temperatures. And oh man, there's some variety today. It looks like it's going to hit 70 degrees in Scottsbluff and in North Platte, feeling awesome. But it depends on if you're on the warm side of the warm front or if the warm front doesn't quite get to you. Notice Kearney 63, Grand Island 58, but Columbus just 51, Lincoln and Omaha just a high of 47 today. A lot more clouds too in the eastern part of the state and the western part of the state, and that's contributing to those colder temperatures as well. So is there going to be a lot of variety in temperatures tonight across the state? Absolutely not, because right behind this warm front is going to come another little weak cold front, and that makes temperatures uniform. Notice 34 in Omaha, and in Scottsbluff where it's going to be 70 degrees this afternoon, of 35 degrees. So temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 30s. And then for highs tomorrow, a lot cooler in the central and western part of the state, but actually a warm up for the eastern part of the state. We'll hit 56 in Lincoln, 55 in Omaha, and notice Scottsbluff back down to 56. And these temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, right where we should be for late March.